It's Local Edition. I'm Brett Pomerantz in Sacramento today, and we are joined by Patty López. She is a member of the California State Assembly, and recently the Assembly passed an increase in the minimum wage. The vote was historic. We see that California will be on the forefront of the minimum wage throughout the country, even ahead of New York. Essentially, the minimum wage will increase to $15 by 2022. What do you think about the vote?
It was on the right time to do this. These families are waiting for this increase for over 10, 20 years, and I happily be part of this historical day.
Please tell me about the families, because you represent in the North San Fernando Valley a lot of the families, and so many of us, we don't know them, and I want you to tell us about them.
Well, right now, it's really hard right now with the economy. Family that had all the family, sometimes they had to have two jobs,
right,
to have a decent budget for the family right now, especially before I came to the Assembly, I had to have two jobs.
You yourself?
Yes.
You had two jobs?
Yes, of course. And my husband working full time.
Wow.
And now I see the benefit in my community. As I see it now, the moms can go and work and have a little money to pay for the babysitting.
Right.
The transportation, the programs after school for the kids. Sometimes little increase, it will help a lot of the families.
Now, the increase will hit $15, but that's in 6 years.
Yes.
It's slower. There was an initiative that was going to be on the ballot in November that would have brought the number to 15 1 year earlier. But it's going to be 1050 next year, then 11, then 12, then 13, then 14, and then we get to 15. Is this quick enough?
Maybe it's not enough right now, but it's just the beginning and to start supporting these families. And right now it's like little make the difference. And whether we have it by this new law,
right,
or that we was put it in the ballot soon.
But it looks like it won't be on the ballot.
No.
I do want to ask you, though, there was discussion that whether the state should be able to prevent cities from having their own minimum wage laws. And that discussion did not move forward. And so in Los Angeles, for example, Los Angeles's minimum wage will increase to $15 by 2020. Sooner, and you represent significant portions of Los Angeles.
Yeah, but it's still, the process is not in yet. Like you say, it's going to be another 2 years early.
Right.
But I believe to make it a standard for the state of California,
right,
it will support all the whole state.
Do you live in or near San Fernando, the city of San Fernando?
In fact, I live in the city of San Fernando,
okay,
and I represent the city of San Fernando, Pacoima,
right,
Silmar.
And the reason I ask is, has San Fernando passed its own minimum wage law?
Not yet.
So for residents in San Fernando, your district, they may not get, or they won't get the benefits of Los Angeles's increase.
No.
So do you think that that's a problem?
It is. It is. I feel like we had to give the same opportunity to have the same salary.
So even though you're not on the San Fernando City Council, are you planning to speak with folks in San Fernando? Because, for example, when Los Angeles passed its minimum wage, other cities started to follow.
Of course.
And so is it time for San Fernando to follow?
I believe so. and I'm being really active in the city council. And I'm gonna, in fact, soon we're gonna have a meeting with a local business in the city of Fernando, and maybe it's gonna be the time to discuss this new law.
What do they think? Are they nervous?
The small business are nervous, but at the same way they understand. They understand the need.
What about restaurants? Because that always seems to be the industry that gets the most fearful of minimum wage increases.
It is, but in the same way, at the end of the day, the customers are the ones pay the cost
Right.
for the increase.
So what do you think of that? Because look, you said it, the economy's tight. It's getting better, but it's still difficult. And so is now the time to do something that will cause food prices to go up, restaurant prices to go up?
Well, all the time the prices go up. Everything, the rent is up, and now the salary of the families is not increased yet.
Right.
And it's not going to increase right now. So the drastic that is going to impact to the business.
I want to ask about the vote. The vote passed strictly with Democratic support. No Republicans voted in favor of the increase, as I understand it.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
I wish I can see it, more Republicans see it in the side for the families. I know most of the Republicans are pro-business, and I believe also to support the local businesses. But if the people have more money in the pocket, they're going to spend more money.
Right. What was interesting about those that opposed the initiatives, they were fearful of the increase, but they at least liked that there would be uniformity.
Oh, yeah.
So that didn't seem, though, to push the Republicans in favor of the minimum wage, because at least there would have been uniformity.
You know, it's hard to understand the way the voting.
Right.
But, you know, at least in my end, I had to raise. I wasn't planning to raise and speak about that, supporting the bill.
Did you speak?
Yes, I did.
How was that for you?
It was interesting because, you know, one of the members for the Republican mentioned that referring more to the people that don't speak the language, or they come to family dysfunctions and all that. And I feel offended when she mentioned that those people, they're not worth it because they don't have that education to get that increase.
Because, look, you represent the San Fernando Valley,
Exactly.
but you also represent people who may not speak the language as well as others. You know, regardless of whether they're actually your constituent, it's a very unique situation that you have.
10 million immigrants in the state of California I
Right.
represent. And for some people say that you had to be well educated, had a master's degree or
Right.
credentials, you know, and you're not worth than $15 an hour. That's mean insulting for my community. That's why I feel that it was my duty at the time to speak up on the bill and support the bill.
So how does it make you feel that you are that representative for, I mean, look, there are many people who are either immigrants themselves, but there's something unique about you.
Well, in my case, I represent the moms. I represent the people. They're not maybe not so active in the political arena, but they're being paid their dues like myself. I've been in this country for over 40 years.
Right.
I've been working really hard to provide for my family, be a good citizen, and now I had the opportunity to be the voice for them. And I will be the voice for them. I will stand for them. I'm gonna be inside to make sure the people, especially when we have this discussion on the floor, they need to hear something from Patty.
She is Patty. She's Patty López. She's a member of the California State Assembly. I'm in Sacramento. Brad Pomerantz, Local Edition. you.